Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Soul Talk, this energy insight for October 20th to the 27th. We are entering a full moon this week, and a lot of people call it the Hunter's Moon. So, what does that mean? Well, from what I've been able to pick up or been intuitively guided to find, it is relating to preparing for the winter. Preparing for the winter. And the best way that we can prepare for the winter is to actually take action for things that align with us, things that will help us along the journey. So, what is the full moon in relation to our chakras? So I'm going to just show you the full map at this point, because the full moon is really giving us the energy, giving us the supporting energy that we need through our entire chakra system. It is clearing out everything that we need to clear out, or that we're willing to clear, willing to release, in order to step forward and make a clear pathway through the next part of the journey. And that is really it's really important to understand this. So a lot of people will get overwhelmed with the fact that, the last 3 weeks that we have been specific to different chakras. So our waning quarter moon, which is next week, waning quarter moon is our upper chakras. Our new moon is our heart chakra, and our waxing quarter moon, which is the week that we just had, is our lower chakras. And so a lot of people will feel a little bit uneasy going into the week of the full moon, because they think that it's going to be overwhelming. Now, I will preface this, that it doesn't need to be overwhelming if you've done the work the other 3 weeks to clear out what you need to clear out. But if there's anything that's residual that's stopping you from moving forward in a healthy way, in a way that is supportive for you and beneficial for you, then you will be shown all of those things that you've maybe avoided looking at until now, or you may have gone overboard and thinking that that's not actually what you needed to work on, what you needed to heal from, and you thought it was much bigger than it actually was, or you didn't think it was big enough, or it felt too overwhelming, and so you decided that it was too overwhelming. So in some way you felt that you had lost control. And I want you to know that you are supported. And I say this all the time. You are supported through this journey no matter what. There will be resources that will come to you that will help you through it step by step. We just need to be able to trust ourselves enough to follow those directions, so that we know we are supported. We need to trust other people enough that we can ask for help when we need help. And those people will be guided to help us if we need help, if they feel called to help us, or if they're answering the call to help us. it's interesting that as we go along our journey, there's different situations that can happen that can make us feel like we're out of alignment. And I want you to know that those out of alignment situations are our own illusions that we've created ourselves. And sure, there's things that we need to heal from. Sure, there's things but a lot of those things that we need to heal from are the illusions that we've created for ourselves, or that we've been conditioned to believe about ourselves. There is the journey is not in service. When I talk about, I'm being told to just go back. Okay, this is a real life moment where I'm being guided. I don't have any of this written down, so please bear with me. If anybody needs the Light Mastery Map, please sign up on my website, JackieEllis.com. You'll find the link below. You'll get access to the VIP portal, and you can download the Light Mastery Map so it can help you decode the energies that you're feeling within you. The full moon is the moon of our Earth Star chakra. So the Earth Star chakra is really, it provides energy through the entire light body system. It provides energy, allowing the energy to flow through our entire chakras so that we can manifest what we want to manifest for ourselves, for our lives, for the people that are in our life. It allows us to connect with a higher purpose, in that when we're willing to serve others, when we're willing to step into our purpose for serving others, we are in whatever way that is, we are connecting to a collective consciousness that is guided for the betterment of the people here on Earth. And as a secondary betterment for universe. So the first, I usually get 3 messages, or I ask for 3 messages for the week. And usually what I've seen is the first one is near the beginning of the week, and then as we go through the week, there's another one that's more resonating, and then it grows into the third one. And so I'm going to talk about each one as I go. And I was guided to share only this video with my Soul Talk members. The messages will be sent out in piece format for non-members, but Soul Talk members will get this completely ahead of the week so that they can prepare for the week ahead. So I want you to know that as you're preparing for the week ahead, as you're preparing for the full moon week, it's really about recognizing what lessons you've been learning. Feel into where there's been resistance of some sort, and really reflect on how you can release, what you can do to release that resistance and step into that healing or growth opportunity. And that's really what is happening here, so that you can actually minimize the amount of triggers and step into flow easier as you go through the week. And so the first message that I'm getting is to seize the moment and trust the path ahead. Seize the moment and trust the path ahead. Now, that could mean actually release what is holding you back, release your resistance. And I have a method that I like to teach people in when they feel resistance. Now, what does resistance feel like? There's a whole video on this, but what does resistance feel like? Resistance can feel like a bungee cord. You're attached to a bungee cord where you take a few steps forward and you find yourself getting pulled back. There's some sort of resistance there. If you were along a path and you were ready to step into it in every way, you would not be pulled back for a healing opportunity. There is some resistance there. There's something holding you back. It can feel like you're in a box. It can feel like, when you're exploring what the next step is, all of a sudden you feel an energetic wall come up where you can't. You thought something came through, but you didn't see it fast enough. There may be something there. It's like your brain is protecting you in that moment and trying to stop you from going into something that is maybe brand new, maybe uncertain because of things that you've experienced in your past. It may be something that you're not supposed to go down. It may be something that is not right for you, but feel into that. You have to see beyond that wall. You have to give yourself love. When you feel resistance in any way, send love to yourself. Send love to your old self, and go, you know what? I need to take a peek. And when you allow yourself to get curious about what the resistance is about, all of a sudden you're looking at it through a child's eye, in a wonder, in a sense of wonder and curiosity and adventure. And it no longer becomes dangerous, no longer becomes scary to the brain. It just allows you to feel into what that could be, and shows you what you need to possibly release in order to move forward. Or it can show you that, yes, this is not the right path for you. This is not in alignment with who you are or where we want to go. But I want you to, when you get that clear alignment, when you get that clear green light that, yes, this is the direction that you need to go, seize the moment and trust the path ahead. Whether that is being, people have been feeling like they need to forgive people from their past. They need to forgive people that are in their present situation, and so that they can move forward. That is a form of resistance, because it can be hard to forgive when you think that you're forgiving someone and absolving them from their actions. That's not why you're forgiving. Why you're forgiving is you're forgiving them so that you can move forward. And it's got nothing to do with them getting off scot-free from what they did. That's not what this is about. What it's about is freeing you from holding on to that baggage that's weighing you down. They're on their own journey, and they will have to answer for whatever they've done and ask for forgiveness for them towards themselves. For what they've done. Because when we do something that's harmful towards another person, we are actually harming ourselves as well. We are hurting our soul. We are hurting our spirit. And it can take a toll on us. It can take a toll on us in big, big karmic ways. So, embrace your inner power and trust that you are supported. Now, what are some ways that you may find, some signs that you may find that you are potentially in the wide pathway, walking along the shadows, hiding in the shadows instead of seizing the moment? Well, it could be at the beginning of the week. It could feel like you find yourself taking control, or feeling like you need to take control over all the little things in your life. And then it starts to get overwhelming. You feel like you are the only one that can handle this situation, and that there is, you've got no support in any way. It can feel like people are taking advantage of you. It can feel like someone's sucking the life out of you, like you were like having to give too much of yourself in order to support another person. It can feel like you're getting attacked in some way. Those are all like victim type mentalities that are very much, the best. A good offense is a great defense mode, and when we are in that, we are too much in our feminine energy. We are on the sidelines of life. We are not standing in our power and doing what we're supposed to be doing. We are not recognizing that we have the resources that we need, or we are guided to the resources that we need all the time. We are not trusting that the pathway that we are taking, we are not taking the space that we need in order to take care of ourselves, in order to be mindful of how to honor another person in the situation. And we are not honoring our own boundaries in some sense. Now, a boundary is not necessarily a bad thing. We call boundaries limits. Well, limits don't need to be bad. Limits are just what you're willing to put up with, what you're willing to do for yourself, to protect yourself, to honor yourself, to take care of yourself, and to protect your energies as well. And because when we push ourselves aside and discount what we're feeling, and energetically do not honor what we are feeling or how we are feeling like we need to express ourselves. When we discount ourselves or disconnect from that, we are just pushing ourselves aside, pushing all those feelings down and locking them in a room and allowing the front door of our life, of our energy, to be wide open, and anyone can come in or go out and like leave whatever they want and take whatever they want, and we will feel victimized. We will find ourselves in victimizing situations. When we are in our power, we take action with precision. And this is what we need to do. Now, as we go through the week, we're going to find possibly that bigger dreams are going to come up, and the big vision for our life, and how certain we feel and what we've been working on. And if we are doubtful in any way, or we feel like we're going around in circles and stuck, or we feel like maybe we are not qualified, that's doubt. We feel like we don't have any inspiration, we have no motivation. That is doubt in the form of we don't believe that we are capable of doing what we've been asked to do. That's a big one. That's a big one. So we're avoiding it in some way. We are avoiding it in some way. When we feel like life just isn't fair, that's another one. And it can be we are in the sidelines. We're in the shadows. So it's asking yourself, okay, what did I miss here? What was the healing opportunity? Why was I so uncertain about what was going on in that moment? What have I not been willing to see? What have I been avoiding? And is there anything that I'm identifying myself to, or like I'm staying connected to, that isn't really helping me in any way? Is there a label that I've attached to myself? Is there a person that I'm so deeply attached to that it's not actually helping me move forward? Doesn't mean that you have to disconnect from that relationship. It just means that you have to disconnect your identity within that relationship. In other words, that relationship, you are not who you are because of that relationship. You are who you are because of the wonderful human being that you are. And that is worthy enough. So when we are seizing the moment and trusting the path ahead, it is finding those ways to come back into alignment, to come back in divine flow and walk the narrow pathway, take the narrow gate instead of being in the wide pathway and getting bumped around and stuck. You can do this. You can do this. I know you can. Number two. Make progress on your short-term goals and know what aligns with you. Alignment is really big this month. We are entering the last quarter of the year. It is entering from, we're in fall and we're like preparing for winter. Literally here in Canada, we're preparing for winter. Maybe not on the other side of the world, but We're literally preparing for winter. And so when we're doing that, we're like, do your part. The one thing that came through was, do your part in alignment. So when you are looking at your short-term goals, and I don't mean like necessarily just your career goals or your health goals. I mean your life goals. Like how do you want to be in your relationship? Are you actually making those tiny little steps to interact in those ways that are healthier for you, healthier for your relationship? What are know what aligns with you. So if you are finding that you are in the shadows, if you are on the wide pathway, what isn't working for you anymore? What isn't working for you anymore? And make that a short-term goal. Well, if it's not working for you anymore, what do you need to do to release what's holding you back? What do you need to do to step back into your alignment? And be conscious of those patterns that you have. We all have patterns that we've hardwired in our brain for many, many years. And what we're being shown is that sometimes those patterns, those habits are not healthy for us. And so we are being guided in some way to change up how we're living so that we can make the best of our time here on earth. I want you to know that the messages that I keep getting, that I've been getting for well over a year now, is that we need to be the change that we need so that we can be the change that the world needs. In other words, we are part of a collective. We are part of a society that is not the society that we were led to believe it is, but a society that is in love and light. And as we accept the love from God and seek out the light, in other words, seek the narrow pathway, which is the light, then we will raise our vibrations and help the world. And by doing that, we actually help the earth heal, because we're no longer destroying things out of service to ourselves. We are, when we heal ourselves, when we heal the muck and the mire and live more in alignment with who we want to be, who we're meant to be, then we find it easier in life, and we are no longer living in a very polarizing situation, and it helps the earth. It helps the earth. There's a study that I was guided to find out about, and it actually tested if nature energetically can feel different emotions, and it does. It does. There was evidence that, when a gardener that mowed the grass on a university campus walked into the building, a plant would scream or have like intense emotions because the person that was hurting the grass, which nature is connected, was in the building. So the murderer was in the building. The torturer was in the building. And, they did tests on vegetables, they did tests on eggs that weren't fertilized, and all of those things showed emotions in some sense when other parts of nature and were hurt or when there was intense emotion projected towards that nature. So it goes to show that if we are all living more in love light, if we are living our lives in love light, then we are being kinder to nature, and we will find that plants around us will be happier and flourish and grow and heal themselves. So if nature can act that way, then it goes to, like, it really shows that when we are doing that for ourselves, we are also helping the people around us heal as well. And they may not realize it. They may not realize it. And so we are all in this together. So no matter what your short-term goals are, whether they be for business, whether they be for your health, or your relationships, or your own personal growth and development, or maybe it's a spiritual goal that you have, or a wealth goal, a wealth as in like you want the quality of your life to improve in some way. It's looking at it from a different perspective, in that we are in this together, and we are not necessarily, even though we're working on ourselves personally as an individual, we are helping the collective heal as well. And to me, that is a blessing in abundance, just in itself alone. In order for us to do that, we need to actually take action, which interesting enough, it's preparing for that healing and renewal of our winter. It is taking action and preparing to get us through that next part of our journey, that next season of our journey, and it is doing what we've been guided to do so that we can make it through that next season of our journey easier. So I want you to just reflect on that, and just ask yourself, is there anything that you can do? Is there anything that you can take action on within your own life that will help the next part of your journey? Help the next part of your journey. And I find it very intriguing that this is like the middle part of the message, because the end of the week gets closer to our upper chakras, which really are about our big vision for our life, and how we identify within our life, and what we want to, or how we are manifesting that life. And so when we are exploring this, we are entering into that next part of our lessons for our journey, and understanding that we have a integral, we have to intentionally make these choices as we move forward. Whew. Number three. So number three was very much, I feel like we have been in the monthly energies, that were shared for the month of October. They were very much new opportunities were coming our way, and changes to how we were living are like coming in, are flowing in. And so Number 3 is very much in tune with that, in that your big picture for your life, your big picture vision for your life may not be the same as it was. There may be new opportunities that have changed and shifted where you thought your life was going to go, and it may be actually good. It may be really good for you. And so I want you to be open to those opportunities. I want you to listen to your intuition, and I want you to watch for expanding messages around your big picture vision for your life. Watch for signs that you maybe have attached yourself to your identity to things that are no longer going to help you, that are going to actually hold you back from achieving those big picture goals, those big vision goals for yourself. And it's exploring what matters to you. It's exploring how that feels for you, and if it will bring fulfillment, like a deep resonating from fulfillment within your life. And that's what's important here. That's what's important, is that this is not about serving us individually, but it's also like fulfillment comes from a deeper sense of serving others. It's but also knowing that you are supported in doing that. And when we are aligned in that way, abundance is plentiful. Abundance is plentiful, and it will be going forward, because those are the energies that are flowing in for us. Those are the healing energies that are flowing in for us. And so I want you to trust that. I want you to explore that, what that means for you, and know that I'd like you to spend some time. Actually, this is what I'd like you to do. It doesn't have to be huge amounts of time, but if there's resistance in doing this, then that is its own shadow self. That is its own wide pathway. But I'd like you to spend a little bit of time, create a little bit of space and time for yourself to explore what life could be like for you if you lived within those relationships that matter to you in a way that is healthy for you and them. Explore what life would be like if you could take your career down a pathway that was aligned with who you are. Explore what it means to improve. What would life be like if your quality of life was at the level that made you feel comfortable and safe and secure and free to live life of service to others. What would life be like? How would that feel for you? It's not about the objects that you would need. It's not about it's just getting that feeling and knowing what that feels like, so that you can resonate with it when the opportunities come your way. You can go, ooh, that feels, that aligns. That aligns. And it's not looking at it from a logical sense necessarily, but it is knowing that spiritually it aligns with who you want to be, where you want to go with life, and how you want to feel while you're doing it. And that's knowing the alignment. It's knowing how it's resonating through you. When you do that, making decisions on opportunities is so much easier. so much easier, because you're not looking outside of yourself. You're looking within to see what feels right for you. Because if we look outside, from a different perspective outside of ourselves, well, it may seem very illogical what you're doing. But if you are, from personal experience, I know this. When you are aligned with who you are always supported. Always. Thank you so much for being here on this journey. Oh my goodness. So if you if you resonated with this at all, please share the love. You can share the love by sharing this video, liking this video, and subscribing to this channel. If you feel compelled to support me in any way so that I can continue making videos and content like this, please feel free to buy me a virtual coffee. I use these funds to help support my family. And every $5 coffee helps in every small way. The membership options, so this Soul Talk membership is very affordable, and there's no obligation to stay. You stay as long as you want. The membership is the link for the membership is down below if you're interested in sharing that out with anyone. Thank you again for so much. Thank you again for being with me on this journey. It has been a pleasure, and as always, always be simply you.